You done, Squeaky? Hello, everybody. Welcome to Break Remake. I'm your host, Joan. Today, we're going to do this super simple DIY beaded bracelet with a single strand. It's a great way to use up all your extra little beads that you have laying around from your other beaded project. You can get beading needles from any of these kind of like crafty assorted needles, or you can get like the real thin, long needles. It just is up to you. As long as the needle passes through your bead, keep in mind that you're going to have a couple threads going through it at the same time. Your thread, you can use anything you want as long as it's a stronger duty. I really like using like buttonhole thread or like the upholstery thread that they sell. Anything that's like a heavy duty thread, it's good to go. When cutting your thread for this, just wrap it around your wrist however many times you want your bracelet to wrap, but make sure you add like 10 inches to that, because you don't want to shortchange yourself when we're tying our knots at the end of the project. With needles, you have to make sure that your thread can get through the eye of your needle without you resorting to violence. The eye of these needles are so small. I'm going to try to use the bigger eye needle. We'll see how it goes. I'll probably wish I had used this one. I'm going to thread this needle. Woo. Sometimes it helps to cut your thread at an angle. We're just going to start by loading up enough beads to wrap around our button closure. So it's kind of like guesstimating. It's just making a loop and seeing if your button passes through. I have my beads in just a big old soup right here. I'm just picking up a couple, slide them down, make a loop, and see if my button passes through this loop. It's a little tight. I'm going to go ahead and add a few more beads, not too many more. Oh yeah, this will be better. Now we can tie our first knot and reinforce this loop. I'm tying my knot around here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this loop one more time with my needle just to make sure that this is really reinforced. Now I'm ready to start working on my adding my beads for the body of my bracelet. I think I might tie this one more time just to be safe. I'm just going to tie my second knot and then we can start working on our bracelet. And I'm not going to cut this tail. I'm going to feed this tail in after everything's all said and done. Our bracelet's finished. Now it's just a matter of like feeding your beads on, trying on your bracelet and seeing how it fits. You stop when you want to stop. It's just however long you want to make it. We are getting close to the end here, so I'll show you what I want you to do. I've got to add a few more beads till it gets to here, and then that should be about where I should add my button. What the heck? How come it feels like I added 0? My bracelet is in the right place to add my button. My beads are here. Here is my loop. I'm going to add my button here. It's a little short, but once I add the button, it's going to add that distance back. So I'm going to go through the eye of my needle a couple times to anchor this into place. Now we have to tie our knots. Knots are the name of the game. That's what's going to keep this single thread from coming apart. Oh, I've had that happen before. It's exciting. Down through the eye of my button. Now I'm going to go through my bead. Actually, I should tie a knot right here. Just kidding. This is my first knot. I'm just going to do a quick knot like this. I'm going to go through my loop that I just made and pull that top. That's one of my first knots. Now I can go through my beads and I'll keep tying knots until I can't. I've gone through a couple. I'll tie one here. Again, I'm going to go under thread. Okay, now I'm going to come up and through this loop and pull it tight. We're going to go through a couple beads and then we're going to come through, and now I'm going to go under my thread, come through that loop. Now I'm going to pull this all tight. Keep going. Do this until you don't have enough thread, because it's going to make your bracelet so much stronger. For my final knot, I'm just going to do the same thing, but I'm going to do 2 in one spot. I'm not going to cut my thread. I am just going to leave it long and stick my ends in for as far as it'll go. At the end, I'm just gonna put it back on my needle and thread it through the beads. I have to do this backwards. This is too short. I'm gonna stick my needle in, then I'm gonna thread my needle, then I'm gonna pull that through. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Comment below if you are gonna make one of these. I really like the way they look. They're super cute. Make yourself some arm candy. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more sustainable DIYs. We'll save the world by making things. We'll see you next time. Bye. Were you in that? Did you grab it off the table? You were totally in it.